Hello, folks. Welcome to a better late than never lockdown live stream. I think everybody in the town that I live in all had the same idea. You know what would be really nice after as we come to the first Saturday night of our 3 weeks on lockdown, the first week nearly complete. Really nice to treat ourselves with a takeaway. I wonder which ones are still open. Oh, just the one. I'm sure it'll be fine. Ordered the takeaway at 5:45. It arrived 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago, maybe half an hour ago. And they left my ice cream. I'm owed a tub of Ben & Jerry's cookie dough, which wasn't delivered. But I can't, because I couldn't get through to them on the phone, I can't tell them that I'm owed it. I'm very sad. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you don't know what I'm talking about. The reason we're starting a little late tonight, I ordered a takeaway, took ages to come. Kept phoning them to find out where it was. They weren't answering the phones. So, yeah, they were busy, understandably. It's quite a big town where I live. And from what I can tell, from my very quick research that I did before, which was basically try takeaways until I found one that was taking orders on their website. And I ordered and then thought I'd been robbed. As it is, I haven't, but they did send me mozzarella sticks instead of garlic mushrooms, which I was disgusted by. I love garlic mushrooms, not a fan of mozzarella sticks. And like I say, my tub of ice cream, gone forever. I paid a £5 for a tub of Ben & Jerry's cookie dough because it was there on the menu. And I thought, you know what? I fancy some ice cream. And now I don't have ice cream. And it's not like I can just nip to the shops and buy replacement ice cream, can I? I'll be thinking about that ice cream for the rest of my life. How is everybody? Are we all good? Have we all watched the haircut video? It's sort of stayed in place. It's not the most disastrous haircut I've ever had. I've had worse haircuts in barbers. So I don't, it's a bit uneven at the sides. So it looks a little bit like an undercut if you look at it from the side for too long. But other than that, the important thing for me is I don't have that annoying bit around here now where it goes fluffy and sticks out around my ears. I'd have been happy just, which is basically what we've done, just shaving around there and leaving everything else as it was, which, looking at it, is effectively what's happened. So, job done for me. Other than that, we've had a fairly quiet day. I had the haircut this morning. I edited the haircut video this afternoon. Andy's still asking to go out places. We obviously still can't go places. But other than that one video, I've not been out here doing any work today. Anna's not done any work today. We've kind of just had a chilled day in the house. And yeah, that's my update of my day. So although we're starting the stream a little late, we can get into the Q&A a little early again. Kiva's already in with a super chat. Thank you very much, Kiva, asking how my day was. I think I just answered that. Thank you for the super chat, though. My day's been pretty good. Like I've been saying for the last few days, I feel like we're in the calm before the storm, or maybe the eye of the hurricane at the moment. I'm not sure, because we had a bit of a storm, and now it's quietening down a little bit, and I know there's going to be worse times to come. But at the moment, I think we're just enjoying some relative calm and a little bit of peace. And I think the cloud of uncertainty that was hovering for a little while around, will we go into lockdown, will we not, what will it be like when we do? Well, now we have, and we know what it's like, and we know it's rubbish, but it's almost as if the uncertainty was worse than what the actual situation is out there, for me anyway. So yeah, I don't know, I'm feeling relatively calm. We can see your face now that you've shaved. I mean, I didn't take much off of the beard. You can see I've gone a little bit short on the sides there, where I've tried to blend my hair in with my beard, and I've kind of failed, because we've just got short hair and then beard, and you can see the line where I've attempted to blend at both ends. It's the best I could do, my word. So we'll get into the Q&A. As usual, I have a cup of coffee in front of me. You have the time it takes me to drink that cup of coffee to ask me as many questions as you'd like on whatever topics you would like. And I'll try and get through as many as I can over the course of that cup of coffee, which will probably be the next 20 minutes, half hour or so. If you do have a question you want to ask, make sure you at Kevin Chapman on the question. That makes it pop up in red on my screen. It's easier for me to see. Some of you lot could do this script by now, I should think. I've got it properly memorized. I will try and get through as many questions as I can, but it's not realistic to get through them all when there's so many people watching live. So I'll try and prioritize questions we've not already been asked on previous streams. So if it feels like I'm ignoring your question, firstly, I'll try and acknowledge it and then say I've answered it 2 days ago or whatever it would be. But it might be that I've answered it 2 days ago, so I'm just skipping through trying to find fresh questions. But of course, as ever, if you want to guarantee that you get a question answered on this stream, even if it's one I answered yesterday, the way to guarantee me reading out what you've written is to use Super Chat. I promise, as ever, to read out every Super Chat that comes in, and do really appreciate the ongoing support of those of you who are jumping on the whole Super Chat thing. It is a big difference maker in our lives at the moment, so that is much appreciated. Talking of Super Chats, we've got one in from Pixie4688 who says, the boyfriend wants to know my height. What is he planning on fighting me? I'm worried. Why does he need to know? Does he want my reach as well? I'm 6'2" is my height. Quite tall. Quite tall. There's a lot of me. There's an awful lot of me. That's how I'm best described. Kevin Chapman. There's a lot of him. So let's have a little look at some of these questions. Is Lucy okay today? As I'm a little worried. She's fine. She's just resting. I think because she's not feeling super ill, she just had a little bit of a temperature and a cough, but she doesn't actually feel super unwell. You saw on the stream yesterday when we FaceTimed her that she doesn't seem ill, but of course she is self-isolating, and that's just the way it's got to be. But yeah, she's not feeling super poorly or anything yet. Scott asks, are me and Anna married? We are not. We are engaged. We've been engaged for many years, but we're not married. Chelsea asks, do I think coronavirus will be over by September? It won't be over by September. Certainly won't be over by September. Will we still be in lockdown in September? Probably not. Could we have come out and gone back in? Maybe more than once. Possibly. But I think as much as the government got a little bit of heat for the whole herd immunity thing early on, and remember, as ever, disclaimer, not a scientist, not a doctor, not an expert. All I do is read and then try and interpret what I've read and then explain it to other people. So if I'm getting some of the facts wrong, then I apologise. But I know they got a lot of heat on the herd immunity thing, and it's not a solution, hoping for herd immunity as quickly as possible. That being said, there is going to reach a point where we do reach that herd immunity, and although the virus will still be out there and it will still be dangerous and it still will be killing people, the NHS might still be under pressure, they'll reach a tipping point where there's not actually any point in doing the lockdown and the social distancing stuff anymore, because enough people will have already had it to make it less effective. And you constantly have to weigh the benefits you're getting out of social distancing against the costs, and there are huge economic costs. There's huge costs to mental health. There's huge costs to people's livelihood, people's ability to eat food, people's ability to pay their bills and stay in their houses. And there will reach a point where the lockdown and all the social distancing stuff maybe isn't having enough of a benefit to make it worth continuing with. And that is going to be one of the most difficult decisions the government has to make, because whenever they make it, it will be unpopular. If they make it too soon, people will kill them. Not kill them. Kill them's a bad word. If they make it too soon, people will moan at them for prioritising business over health. If they make it too late, people will moan at them for prioritising or for not caring about business. No one would go so far as to say, you care more about health than business, you monsters. But they would say, you don't care about business, you don't care about the economy. So I don't think the only way we'll ever know when the right time to relax the restrictions is by looking back and using the benefit of hindsight, which obviously they won't have. So I imagine whenever we come out of all this, they'll be criticised for the timing of it, because it will be wrong. It'll almost certainly be wrong. And then we'll just have to deal with whatever comes next. We've had another super chat in again from Kiva. Thank you again. Congratulations on reaching 100k. Thank you very much. Those of you who missed the stream yesterday and maybe missed today's video, we have now got 100,000 subscribers on the channel. So thank you very much to everyone who is part of that number. If you're watching this and you're not part of the 100,000 who are subscribed, we are looking to get to 200,000, so, tickle that big red subscribe button, and I'm not going to be offended by it. Jody, thank you for the super chat. Jody asks, how's Andy coping with the whole lockdown? He's doing okay. He's getting really bored. He wants to go out. He's kind of reluctantly accepting that he can't. And even when he'll ask now, he sometimes even corrects himself. No, everywhere's closed. Or so, like, he maybe wants to go back to Inflator Nation, the big bouncy castle place we started going to. So he'll say, go to Inflator Nation, or he says Inflate Nation because he can't say Inflator Nation. Go to Inflate Nation, Inflate Nation closed, and it'll all be one thing. So he'll be telling us he wants to go, but then reminding himself that he can't. So he's struggling with that. He is just generally getting a little bit bored. But thankfully, we are quite lucky in that we've got a lot to do around the house. Me and Anna are both busy with work and with Anna's uni. We've got lots of forms of entertainment. We've got all the streaming services. We've got all the games consoles. Andy's got lots of stuff to keep him amused. So he'll be okay. He's just bored and wants to get out. Right, let's have a look for some more questions. Does it annoy you when people think it's the Andy show instead of the Kev show? It doesn't annoy me. Annoys the wrong word. It's I don't even know what the right word for it is. Maybe annoy is. I don't know. Oh, you can tell I'm not used to doing stuff on a Saturday. My brain's not fully turned on. My coffee hasn't kicked in yet. I think what frustrates me is people being really entitled and expecting me to stick Andy in front of the camera every day or stick a camera on Andy every day when ultimately it wouldn't be that interesting. I think the people who moan about that kind of thing are generally the people who only watch the big videos, the ones that end up doing 50,000 views or 100,000 views, the ones where something significant's happened with Andy, and they don't watch day to day anyway. I think anyone who watches day to day or week to week now, as it is, knows that Andy is probably only on camera a quarter of the time, if that, of each video. Probably not even that. I mean, when I was editing the most recent weekly vlog together, I was editing that thinking, we're like 5 days in and I don't know if Andy's been on camera yet. And then we did the bit where we went to his respite place. And people will expect what they want to expect, but ultimately everyone who's been around a long time and everyone who's a true supporter of the channel knows that this is my thing, and I just feature what's going on in my life. And obviously Andy's a part of my life, so he features, but he's not the main event of the channel. The main event of the channel is just my life, what I get up to. And it's not going to happen, I don't think, unless we have to do too many more haircuts. But if me and Anna were to split up tomorrow and I didn't see Andy anymore, I'd obviously still carry on with the channel. And I hope a lot of you would carry on watching. Who knows? Richard Blygard, thank you very much for the super chat. No question attached to it, though. Very sad. Right, let's find more questions. Would we ever get another dog? No. No, definitely not. Dogs are great, and Dave is awesome, but as the kids get older, me and Anna certainly have plans to travel more and more, and it's not fair to have a dog if you're going to be constantly palming them off on someone else to look after while you're off traveling. So we've got a lot of plans, even starting as soon as like 3 or 4 years down the line when Dave will still be around. Dave's 7 now, so we've hopefully got another good few years in Dave. But yeah, we won't be getting another one because we'll be doing so much travelling around. Where will the play button go? I mean, there's a vacancy over here at the moment. Well, it's only a temporary one because I've ordered a massive poster to go up there of the stay home, support the NHS, save lives thing, but with the home football club thing. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll have seen it today. It's awesome, and I've ordered it as a big poster, which will be here in a couple of days, so that's going to go up there as a temporary thing. To be fair, for as long as that's relevant, I doubt they'll be sending me a play button. Right, questions. Did you and Anna get Dave the dog together, or did one of you already own him? We got him together. We got him because it was recommended to us that Andy might bond well with a dog. So I think they brought dogs into school, and he got on really well with a dog that they brought into school. And they said he really liked the dog, and we thought, wow, this is the first time in years he's really liked something. Let's get a dog. And then we got Dave, and Andy's never shown any interest, doesn't care. I've bonded with him nicely, and I never liked dogs before. I'd never had a dog. I was not a dog person. When Dave was a puppy, I barely had anything to do with him. He really had to win me over because I wasn't really in favour of getting a dog because I wasn't a dog person. But now me and Dave are best buds. So he kind of became my support dog instead of Andy's, which I guess isn't a bad thing. I got to bond with a furry beast, and it was awesome. Joel, thank you for the super chat. Does Andy still like playing Madden? He probably does. It's not in his current rotation, but it's one of those things that a lot of the games that he plays, he'll play them obsessively for a few months and then move on to something else, and he'll eventually come back round to it. So he's also not played Minecraft for a long time. He had about 2 years where he didn't play Goat Simulator before he got back into that and became obsessed with it again. Same with Lego City Undercover, which is his other big one at the moment. In fact, I'd say that is his big one at the moment, but he hadn't played that since he was off school years ago. That might even be why he started playing with it again, because he associates being at home a lot with playing that game. But when he was refusing to attend school, when he was back in, I guess it was back in year 7 and 8 of school, and him and Anna would sit and play that on the PS. I guess it would be the PS4. How long has the PS4 existed? It must have been the PS4, not the PS3. So yeah, him and Anna would sit and play that for a couple of hours a day as part of his daily routine then. And now he's got it on his Switch, and that's his big thing that he's into at the moment. But I'm sure he'll move back round to Madden again at some point. Jody Clark, thank you very much for the super chat. What is your favourite game? I'm a huge fan of you. My favourite game is Football Manager. That's why I do it as my job. Football Manager aside, probably the Persona series, or I'm really, really loving Animal Crossing at the moment. Civilization is a game I enjoy a lot. I love Minecraft. I'm just really into gaming. I love video games. Video games are my favourite. They're awesome. Is it Kai's pack openings, maybe? It's my birthday. Please say hi. Hi. How's Andy's food situation? Andy's food situation's all right. We're running a little low on Yorkshire puddings at the moment, but we're pretty good for everything else. So I think we're gonna try and do a trip to Tesco at some point. We've not been inside Tesco for over a week now. I don't know if there's anywhere else that sells these little individual Yorkshire puddings. He's really particular about what he'll eat. We always have homemade ones because I can cook, and I like homemade Yorkshire puddings better than the weird little crispy things that you get out of the oven. I have bigger crispy things, but with some soft bits in as well that soak up the gravy nicely. They're delicious. But he doesn't like my Yorkshire puddings. He doesn't like the ones that are half-baked that you get in the little, what would you call it, the little foil tray thing, like an apple pie. The little Aunt Bessie's ones that are like batter in a foil tray. He doesn't like them. He doesn't like the really big ones. So it has to be like almost bite-sized, individual, already cooked, and you just reheat them in the oven Yorkshire puddings. We know they do them in Tesco. We know they don't do them in Co-op. So we either need to venture back into Tesco again, which I'm really not keen to do because there's a whole queuing to get in situation over there now, or find another shop that might do them. Or he'll just have to not have them for a little while. Richard Blygard, thanks for the super chat. Congrats for 100k. How's the bullet journal? I'm not using it as religiously as I was before because I was starting to get frustrated with stuff not going to plan when everything started to go wrong, and I need to get back into the habit of it again because it was really, really helpful. But once it got to the point where I wasn't able to cross stuff off and I maybe wasn't having time to do it each day, I just got a bit frustrated with it. So it's sat over there at the moment, but now you've prompted me, and now things have settled down a little bit again. I need to get back into it because it is good to help with my organisation. Jack Lynch says, what's my Football Manager channel called? Lollujo, Lollujo. That's actually where I started out on YouTube, my gaming channel. And that one, talking of YouTube milestones, it's close. I think that channel is closer to 70,000 subscribers than this one was to 100,000 at the start of yesterday's stream. And we got to 100,000 on this channel during yesterday's stream. So if anyone wants to go and subscribe to Lollujo to push that one over the line to 70,000 subscribers today, that would be awesome too. Daniel Moore, thank you for the super chat. I've got Asperger's and find it hard to understand why it doesn't seem to be bothering me. Might be because I was a hermit anyway. It was already here. Yeah, I guess you mean the whole virus thing that's going on and the lockdown stuff not bothering you. I kind of feel a little bit the same way. I'm not really one for leaving the house a lot. I work from home. I work at this desk all day, every day. It's my garage. I've worked here for 3 years. The only time I was ever going out of the house on a normal weekday would be to go to the gym, which I'm a bit frustrated that I can't do, but we're walking instead of that. So at least the weather's nice, so the walks are nice. But I'd just go out to the gym, and then I'd sometimes go to Tesco, and I'm not doing that. But they're not exactly things that you desperately miss. The thing I'm missing is like today, with it being Saturday, Saturday tended to be adventure day, and I did feel a little bit today like I want to go somewhere, I want to do something. Luckily, we were able to distract me with the haircut. But I think tomorrow I'll probably be a little bit, I want to go somewhere, I want to do something. So there's a good chance I'll probably be streaming on Twitch tomorrow afternoon, maybe doing a bit of Animal Crossing, maybe doing a bit of Civilization, maybe even a bit of both, but just to try and distract my brain, because it's only really the weekends where I'd be out doing stuff. So that's when I'm missing it. That's why we've had the takeaway tonight, because I just really wanted to go out for dinner, and obviously we can't. So we thought we'd get a takeaway instead. It's a nice little treat. Just, you know, trying to pick these little psychological wins to keep us going through all of this. Keith Watson, thanks for the super chat. Home FC FM20 have a legend in Ed Goodge. Do you think he'll play in the Premier League like legends in FM19? I really hope so. It's always difficult to say, because if you'd have asked me at the start of Home on FM19, I wouldn't have predicted Dean Morris would play for England. I knew he was going to be good. I might have made a wild prediction that he'd play in the Football League one day, but at that level, you never quite know what 5-star potential means. It could mean they'll be really good when you get to tier 6, and that's fantastic. Or it could mean they're future England captain. And there's just no way of knowing. So we'll have to see how he develops. Flappy Hands and Stims, thank you for the super chat. Favourite Animal Crossing character / villager? I can tell you who's my least favourite. Me and Dom are still properly falling out. I've got a new neighbour who's just come in called Wendy. I'm new to the Animal Crossing series. I played it a little bit on the DS, but never really got it. Never really gave it the time that it deserved. So I'm not really aware of all of the lore and all of that stuff. But Wendy, who's just moved in next door, who I think is a sheep, Wendy's cool. Me and Wendy chat most days when I'm out going about my business. My morning routine is kind of get up, have a little wander around, maybe shake a few trees, catch up with Wendy, and then see where the rest of the day takes me. So she's my favourite currently. Right, let's jump back into the normal chat again while we've got a little break in the super chats. It's Jamie Lauder says, what team would you like to start a Football Manager save with? Pretty much any team I want to start a save with, I do. So yeah, I mean, I've got 3 saves on the go now because I fancied playing as home again. So I thought, oh, well, I better stream that. That was kind of the thought process. It was, I want to play as home. Well, if I'm going to do it, I may as well do it on a stream or as videos or something, because there's no point having an offline save. Might as well find a way to monetize it. So yeah, anyone I want to manage, I tend to manage. Remember me? When did you meet Anna? I do. I remember having to say your name and not sure whether I got it right. Cleona, wasn't it? When did I meet Anna? Me and Anna met in April 2012. Shelley, thank you for the super chat. Love watching your videos. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. Very kind words. Archie says, thanks for helping with the school situation. No worries. Happy to help as ever. That's what these streams are for. And email and stuff as well if you need to do secret stuff, which is what we did. Secret school conversations by email. Is Anna considered a stepmother to Lucy and Amy? By who, I guess would be my question. Yeah, I guess she's not legally because we're not married. It's not something we've ever really thought about. We have such a modern family situation with our little blended family, and the girls have their other blended family at their mum's house, and their stepsisters at their mum's house have their little blended family at their mum's house, and it's all very fluid and modern. And it wasn't like this in my day. Half the time we don't even define roles properly. It's just we're all just us. We don't need labels. Right. What have I just seen? Something about beware Tom Nook, but then it's scrolling out. Beware of Tom Nook. He's the ultimate and evil businessman. He's the Wall Street greed stereotype turned raccoon. Avoid him if you can. I'm a businessman. That doesn't mean you're greedy. I mean, I know Tom Nook. Tom Nook's a bank. Banks are fine. I used to work for banks. As long as you know what you're getting into, it's all right. He's helping me get my house bigger earlier than I'd be able to otherwise. I don't mind. And let's face it, he's doing interest-free loans. He's not that evil a businessman. He's doing these loans, but he's not making any money off of them. He's the least greedy businessman in the world. Unless he's skimming some off the top somewhere else, he's just loaning me huge amounts of bells and not getting anything in return. other than I now live on his island, which he'd probably rather be on his own because I'm just stripping it of resources every day so I can go and sell his trees back to his own children. If anything, I'm the evil businessman taking advantage of Tom Nook, who's too simple to understand what my game is. Eleanor asks, what's happening with the diets? Are we able to get the foods we need? Not even close. We are very much not dieting at the moment. We will be up and running again with that as soon as things settle down. It officially did start as we tried to do a food shop, couldn't get half of the stuff we needed, and it just got too complicated to work out how to stick to the diet. And I know it's an excuse because if it had been top priority, we could have still stuck to it. But I had other top priorities that week, and it's an excuse, but it's one I'm going to stick to. And let's face it, at the moment, like I say, I've not been to Tesco for a week. We're back on our Gusto boxes because at least they're coming. So we're kind of at the mercy of what we can get off of Gusto because they're selling out of stuff really quickly. So we're not on full-on diet stuff with them, although we are trying to pick the healthy recipes. Joe Wicks has got a partnership with Gusto at the moment, so we had a couple of Joe Wicks recipes this week, which have been really nice. But then today we've had a takeaway, and I tried to get ice cream with it, which just didn't turn up, which I'm really sad about. But I'm back eating cereal for breakfast because we couldn't get we weren't able to get bananas for like a week. We have got some bananas now, so I should be back. We were having peanut butter and banana porridge every day for like 3 months. It's really nice. It's a Weight Watchers recipe, but we couldn't get bananas, and it's disgusting without bananas. They add the sweetness. So I just went back to having shreddies, which is not ideal because I have a massive bowl of shreddies. So yeah, excuse. I've probably put on weight. I haven't weighed myself. When everything settles down again and we can buy proper food again, we'll be back on it and we'll just pick up where we left off. I'll start again with calorie counting. We'll leave Weight Watchers and Slimming World as they were. And then I was partway through calorie counting, so we'll just restart that one and just carry on with the process that I was starting to go through. Lisa Aidley, thank you for the super chat. Lisa asks, how am I today? I'm good, thank you. Today has been a good day. What's my Twitch? My Twitch is lollujo, so twitch.tv/lollujo. Just sub to lollujo. That doesn't mean I have to start watching football. It doesn't. Nah, you'll be all right. It'll be fine. Has Andy or Amy ever played Roblox? Amy's played it quite a lot. She did try and get me into it last year when the Minecraft craze was in full swing again last summer. Amy did mention that I'd probably like Roblox. So did I get it on my iPad maybe? I got it on something and we were going to play it and then we never did. What's my thoughts on children being banned from supermarkets? Have children been banned from supermarkets? I'm not aware that's happened. It seems completely unworkable at the moment because the schools are closed, kids are at home. If they're not allowed in the supermarkets, how do single parents go to the supermarkets? Because they're with their kids 24/7. So it seems utterly unworkable if that has actually happened. But like I say, I've not heard that it has. So I wonder if you've got that near you, maybe it's a local thing. I'm not sure. With Lucy's cough yesterday, does this mean Amy can't come to yours anymore? Yeah, it does. We agreed that for as long as Lucy is doing the self-isolation stuff, Amy can't come here. So we've decided we're going to do a little bit of multiplayer Animal Crossing, a little bit of multiplayer Minecraft, and just have our dad and daughter time that way and do it online for this week. And then we'll see where we are when Lucy's not isolating anymore. What was the update at the start of the live? Go back and watch it. Most of these people already did. You can skip back to the start. It's been a good day is a general gist. Right. What's my meal deal? I'm not sure what that means. We seem to be running low on questions. Remember, if you've got a question for me, at Kevin Chapman, they're the ones that I see. I tend to just skip over the ones that don't have that. Or also, because I'm basically trying to talk and read at the same time, and I'm not reading out what I'm reading. I'm speaking whilst reading something different. It makes my brain ache doing it. So if you have got a question for me, if you try and keep it as concise as possible, if something comes up as a wall of text on the screen, I find it harder to skim read, and I kind of pre-read the questions to make sure they're appropriate before reading them out. So if I don't know where the question's going, I don't start reading it. I just skip over it. So try and be concise with your questions too. How is buying Andy's necessities going? It's going good. We haven't needed to buy any for a little while. Just those Yorkshire puddings that we talked about a few minutes ago is all we really need to go and find. Do I watch other YouTubers leaving you at 9 for Lad Baby? That's fair enough. Lad Babies, I think they've got a few more subscribers than we have, haven't they? To be honest, we'll be done pretty soon anyway. I'm down to like the last 2 mouthfuls of my coffee, so we will be done. We'll be done in time for you to watch Lad Baby, probably. I do watch other YouTubers. I don't really watch any other vloggers. I tend to watch a lot of wrestling stuff, so Wrestle Talk, Cultaholic, What Culture. I like all of those guys. I watch a lot of the old men, American and Canadian vloggers. So I like Casey Neistat. I like Peter McKinnon. I like Matt Diavella, Matty Hupia. Is that how you say his name? That whole gang, although some of them aren't in the gang, but they're all the ones that are kind of my age are the ones that I tend to connect with the best. Right, let's try and pick out a couple more. We've just had another super chat come in. Boris the Morris, thank you for the super chat. Hi Kev, been loving the streams every night. I'm currently sat in the cab of a Morrison's van listening. I haven't got a question for you, but keep it up. That is awesome. And is that a delivery to people's house van or a delivery to stores vans? Because if Morrison's are delivering at 9 o'clock on a Saturday night, I'm using the wrong supermarket. Even when I could get a Tesco slot, I don't think I was ever able to get one at that sort of time. But thank you for the support. Keep up the good work. You're the people keeping us going. You're the reason we can still find a little bit of food here and there when people don't panic buy it out from under us. So keep up the good work. Thank you. Kia Panda, thank you for the super chat. Hi Kev, just upgraded to a diamond on my main account. Could you please unblock it? Also, when is the behind the scenes live stream for some members? I don't know what your main account is, so I don't know what it is and why it's blocked. Are you the same person from yesterday who was asking that? You email me is the best way. The behind the scenes and the live stream stuff, it will come. It's a little bit behind because obviously I'm doing these every day. So for me to do a members only live stream, I wouldn't be able to do this live stream. So I'd feel a bit guilty about that at the moment. We might try and find a way to fit it in later in the week, next week maybe. Perhaps we'll have to do one and then the other. We'll figure something out. The behind the scenes video, I just need to put it together. There's not as many clips as I thought there would be. I need to have a chat. In fact, when we do the members only live stream, I need to have a chat to the members and ask what they actually want that video to look like. Because I've got like 3 bloopers from 6 weeks because I leave a lot of it in. I don't edit a lot out. If stuff goes wrong, I tend to leave it in. So I don't know if there's because it's behind the scenes / bloopers, isn't it? There might be, if people want to see how I edit a vlog or how I don't know, how I make a thumbnail. I don't know what people want for the behind the scenes video. That kind of needs to be led out of the members only stuff. So I'll make a concerted effort this week to do the live stream for members, and in that we can talk about what you want the behind the scenes videos to look like. Pixie, thank you for the super chat. What's the first thing you do? What's the first thing you will do or go to once this pandemic is over? It kind of depends on when it's over. I would love to be able to go to Comic-Con or go to Disney or go to any of my favourite places, go to a football match, anything like that would be awesome. But realistically, because it'll probably happen on a nondescript Tuesday or something, where there's nothing major going on, and the big events won't start up again straight away, I think it would probably just be load in the car, drive to Nottingham or drive to London or get on a train to London, and just go and do some of the things Andy's been absolutely desperate to do. So like go and ride on the trams, go ride on the tube. We might even, everyone would probably have the same idea. I was going to say go to Alton Towers or something, but I imagine it'd be absolutely crowded. Go to the cinema and go out for dinner. Oh, I already miss the cinema. Hopefully the day it all ends is the day they release Black Widow in the cinema and I can just go and see Black Widow and then go and have a curry afterwards or something, or go to Nando's or Wagamama. I don't care where. Just out. Just leave the house and not come back for a week. Go and stay in a hotel. Go and have a weekend away somewhere. Even if it's only in Peterborough, just get out of this place for a few days. It would be awesome. Amber asks, thank you for the super chat. Amber asks if I got any tips for anxiety for an Asperger's adult. I mean, I'm not really great at tips. Certainly specific tips like that. I would just say the thing I use to, whenever I feel anxious, which isn't hugely often. I wouldn't say I suffer with anxiety massively, but if I do feel myself struggling a little bit, I find for me, and we talked about this a little bit in one of the streams earlier in the week, is I just try and focus in on the stuff that I actually have some control over, and put all my efforts and kind of hyper focus in on things that I'm actually in control of, so that I worry less about the stuff that's out of my control. So, for example, at the moment, I can't control whether or not I get ill. I can't control whether or not we're in lockdown. The whole pandemic thing that's going on, that is completely out of my control. So as much as I can, I'm trying not to let it occupy too much brain space, and I'm focusing in on the stuff that I can control. So I was worried about how the pandemic might affect our income and all that kind of stuff going forward. So I focused on my work and thought, right, if I'm worried that my income might fall, the best thing to do is work more. So I'm working more and I'm focusing on that. So I've got the new Twitch save with home. I'm doing more stuff on lollujo too. I've got some ideas for stuff to do on this channel. So I'm focusing in on the stuff I can control. I can control how I react to what's going on in the world. I just can't control what's going on in the world. And I know that's kind of like a mental exercise that not everybody can do, because you just find yourself being drawn back to the thing that was making you anxious in the first place. But for me, because I can really super focus in on stuff, often to the detriment of things I'm supposed to be doing, like I'll forget to have lunch or forget to go to bed because I'm so focused on what I'm doing. But it also means I'm not thinking about the thing that was making me anxious in the first place, and for me that's a big help. The coffee is gone. We're into the final 3 questions. So let's pick out 3 good ones. If you could be on lockdown with one WWE superstar, who would it be? Wow, that's a question. Rusev, because I just think he's a really funny guy, and we'd have a good time. We'd have a good chat. He's about my age. We've got similar interests. Or Xavier Woods. We could just sit and play video games all day. That would be cool. Or Chris Jericho, but he's not a WWE wrestler anymore, is he? Chris Jericho, I think I'd have fun. I'd have a fun afternoon with. Right, 2 more questions then. What do you think will happen with out-of-contract footballers if the season's not finished by July? I think if their contracts actually expire in July, I suspect they'll probably just become out-of-contract footballers, and they'll be suffering just the way lots of other people who have lost their jobs will be suffering, except slightly, probably to a slightly lesser effect, but certainly for the ones at big clubs, because they're probably millionaires. The ones at a slightly lower level will probably have some worries, but then a lot of people have got some worries on at the moment. And then once football starts up again, I imagine most of them will either be some of them will be re-signed back to the same clubs, some of them will go somewhere else. But yeah, I think it's just going to be a period of uncertainty for them, just like it is for anyone in any other job. The question is going to be more, I guess, whether or not we're playing football again by July. Because if we're playing football again by July and maybe trying to finish off this season in June and July, then I guess you do some short-term contract extensions for players who need a short-term contract extension, because their choice. You could just, as the FA, say there's an embargo on signing new players until this season is over. So in which case there's no incentive for players to leave. They could sign a 2-month contract extension and then just everything moves on a little bit. I'm sure it would all work out fine. Kia Panda, thank you for the super chat. Hi Kev, I suggested the 5 a.m. When is it coming? It's not coming now. It's another one of those things where I don't think it's I don't know. I might. Certainly when everything was really super panicky, I didn't think it was the right time to release that video. I might well make that video now. I've got a lot of the footage already ready to go. I just need to do the linky bits, the voiceovery type bits. So I might do that one this week. It depends if I have time to do it. It's stuff like that. Those standalone videos aren't really a priority at the moment, because I'm not entirely sure people are that bothered about watching them at the moment. And oh dear, that sneeze came from nowhere. Goodness me. And I sneezed on my hand as well. Luckily, hand sanitizer nearby. Obviously, if I wasn't streaming, I'd go and wash my hands so as not to waste the hand sanitizer, but needs must. That was just a hay fever sneeze, by the way. I don't think sneezing is even a symptom of coronavirus, but I am really suffering with my hay fever this week. Normally, I would make a trip to the I'd make a trip to the pharmacy and get myself a nasal spray. I've got some of the like Claritin stuff you can get from the supermarket, but I'd get a nasal spray as well normally. But I don't really want to go to the pharmacy because I imagine there's going to be lots of ill people in there, and if I'm going to catch this thing anywhere, it's going to be in the pharmacy. So I'm just putting up with a little bit of sneezing at the moment. Right, let's have a little look. Going to be weird when you and out of routine when you stop daily streaming. Yeah, I guess it probably is. Who knows what we'll do and when it will happen. Brian Archibald, thank you for the super chat. All the stations and other YouTube channels are also streaming at the moment. Yeah, I guess I've noticed there's been a big uptake in streaming. I think it's just because they know people are at home and are able to watch. So everybody is just, it's a time of huge uncertainty. Ad rates are massively down. We're all struggling a little bit for money. And it's a way for us to do a little bit of extra work, knowing there's extra audience there to watch and try and rebalance those books a little bit. So I can understand why everybody's doing it. Plus, a lot of those people will just be bored at home. So let's do a stream. It's something to do. It's something to focus on. I think having this as part of my daily routine every day, like I keep saying every day, it goes back to that anxiety thing again. It's nice to have this session at the end of every day where we can just kind of unpack the day, decompress a little bit and get anything off my chest that needs getting off my chest so I can sleep easy when I go to bed. It's awesome. Right, we're going to do one more question because I'm supposed to be going back. We've just started watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on Disney+. We never watched it when it was out before. I don't know why. I think it just kind of passed us by. But we never watched it. We watched the first episode before I did the stream. And I know the first series is supposedly not very good. From what I've heard, it gets better after that. But I thought the first episode was pretty good. So we're going to go in and carry on watching that. I think Anna is letting me know that she's ready to go again. So we're going to do one more question and then wrap things up. Right, let's have a little look. Let's make it a good one. How's Andy coping without churches and McDonald's? Not great, but I think we've talked about that quite a lot earlier in the stream. He's doing okay. How's money situation again? I think we've talked about that. It's not great, but I'm hoping it'll be all right. I think we're in a better situation than some, a worse situation than others. It's obviously affecting us. But hopefully it won't affect us too badly is all I can say at the moment. Have I got TikTok? Yes. I don't really use it though. Come on, we've got to have one last really good question that gets a good answer out of me. I'm scanning through to try and find a really good one. If you could meet one fictional character, who would it be and why? Batman, because Batman. And I think that's the best question I could have been asked and the best answer. Of course, Batman isn't fictional, as we all know. He's real. He lives in Gotham City. I've driven through Gotham on my way to Alton Towers. It doesn't look the way it does in the movies. But yeah, Batman, obviously, because he's Batman. But we will wrap that up there. We will, of course, be back for another one of these streams tomorrow. And also, if you want more stream action that's a little bit more focused and a little bit less Q&A style, keep an eye on my Twitch channel tomorrow. There's at least one Twitch stream coming tomorrow, because I'll be streaming home tomorrow night at 9 o'clock on Twitch. But there'll probably be some stuff in the afternoon as well. Maybe some Animal Crossing, maybe some Civilization, maybe something else. Who knows? I need to get the PS4 set up out here again so that I can do Persona 5 Royal when that arrives. I think that is out on Tuesday. That's out. I'll definitely be streaming that over on Twitch as well. But we'll disappear for now. Thank you to everyone who joined me for the stream again tonight. Your ongoing support with these is much appreciated. And again, of course, thank you to any new members from this evening. Thank you very much to everyone who supported via Super Chat. It is a huge difference maker, and you lot are every day making it a little bit less stressful when I look ahead at our financial situation, knowing that there's people out there helping support us through all this nonsense, and it is hugely appreciated. And I aim to repay it in spades with content over the next multiple million years. Just for as long as I can hold a camera, I'll be making content, because I'll be forever grateful. Is lollujo on 70k yet? That's a good question. I mentioned it at the start of the stream and then never went to check. So let's have a little look. If it is, that'd be an awesome way to end. Let's have a little look. lollujo is... No, we're still like 70 subscribers away. Never mind. We'll get there in the next couple of days organically anyway. Thank you for watching, folks. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Where's the end button? There it is. Bye. Why won't it end?